So, one and only Ivan,
It
right?
was so nice.
It was
Angelina
good.
Jolie I couldn't understand a thing that she said, but it was so great. I will say though, outside of Angelina Jolie, it was paced very poorly. It went by very
Yeah,
quickly, and I paused it, and we had 10 minutes left, and I was like, he only made one painting. That's it. I was very
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
disappointed. Um, God, that was a waste of Angelina Jolie, and she couldn't
I
even
know.
speak into the mic.
Yeah. Just to give some context, the one and only Ivan, it's a film from Disney. It's on Disney Plus right now. It's directed by Thea Sharrock and written by Mike White, and it stars Bryan Cranston, Sam Rockwell, Brooklyn Prince, and Angelina Jolie. Oh, and
It
Danny
was originally
DeVito
supposed
as
to
a
be in
dog.
theaters.
And
It
let's
was,
not
yeah.
forget Shaka Khan.
Oh yeah, as a chicken.
That's who it was.
It was a great cast.
Great cast.
It
So
was. But who's seen Shaka Khan as a chicken? Like,
Bob Iger.
Yeah. And
she's
Helen
perpetually
Mirren was a
stoned
dog.
all her life. How was Shaka
That's
Khan
who
a
it
chicken?
was.
Yes.
I was like, it's an old British white woman that I know with my
Mhm.
face on it, but I can't. I was like, which one of them? I knew the voice, but I couldn't remember the name.
Well, Judi Dench had already been a cat, so
Meow. Yeah.
Oh!
And Artemis Fowl.
Do you guys remember the joke at the Golden Globes where Ricky Gervais was like, "Of course, Judi Dench was in class because she loves just plonking down and licking her." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you do this to us?
I didn't watch the Golden Globes. I think I was at work and I just saw the results. Yeah.
I don't think they were particularly memorable. So if that makes you feel any better.
they weren't. But
Uh.
some of the Ricky Gervais stuff was quite funny.
Yeah.
So for the people who saw the one and only Ivan, because I'm not
Yeah.
one, what it was originally slated for theaters. Is this a film that you felt was theater worthy? Watching at home at
Ye-
Disney Plus, because that's been something of a problem area for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think this is a film like New Mutants, kind of, where it would have been good on. It's like Christopher Robin or Pete's Dragon or those smaller Disney
It
films.
is exactly them. Yeah.
Yeah, where it can go to theaters, like it's good, but it's something that couldn't sustain like a Premier Access $30 pay window. It's something you kind of discover and you watch, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to see this in theaters. It was beautiful.
I would
Does
have
it-
definitely seen it in cinemas.
The
Yeah.
CGI was it more convincing than other humanoid?
Oh yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The CGI was great. I mean, I wouldn't say it was Lion King level, but it was like those animals looked really, really real, you know?
Poodle
So,
looked very, very real. I
yeah.
think there was a few moments where Ivan was a bit shaky,
Yeah.
but the poodle throughout that whole thing, I
Yeah.
just thought was a real poodle.
Mm-hmm.
And the parrot. Philippa Sue's
I
parrot.
mean, was the parrot there at all?
Fair enough, yeah.
Ruby, the little baby elephant, little cutie patootie. She was, I
Yeah.
feel like, the
Gosh,
weakest
she's so
one in terms of the animation.
Animation.
Yeah,
Animation,
She was the
VFX,
cutest.
CGI. She was so cute. Little ears. Ah.
But I think Brooklyn Prince, her performance really like helped with that. Brooklyn Prince is really talented, yo. She's great.
Yeah.
She was in the Florida Project.
So
Good
good.
actress.
Her and
She's also in The
Ariana,
Turning.
her and Ariana Greenblatt, who people may know. I think Ariana Greenblatt was in A Bad Mom's Christmas, but most people will probably know her as young Gamora from Avengers: Infinity War. She was in this
Yeah.
film.
She was
Yeah.
also in some Disney show, which makes sense as to why
She-
she where she is.
Stuck
Yeah,
in
she was
the middle.
in Disney's Stuck in the Middle,
Yeah.
Bad Mom's Christmas, Scoob.
Yes,
Yes,
she was
young
one of the
Velma.
young. Yeah,
Ah.
which she was great in those like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I've said this before. I think Scoob should have been just the young cast because they were very good.
That was a
Keep it
mini
together.
series in the 90s or the 2000s. It was a great show.
Yeah.
It's called The Pup Named Scooby Doo. Good show.
Does anybody else have any big things on reviews? I was thinking maybe you guys would want to like rank it or rate it, give it a rating
Yeah.
out of 10 or something.
Do you want to go first, Nat? Or
Yeah. He said my name first, so I'm going first.
Okay.
Go.
Sure.
I really liked it. I want to give it like 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
The reasons why it's there is because wonky CGI on the little baby, the pacing was really fast, and that kind of irritated me. But like aside from that, it was great, and everything tied up well together. And I really liked I didn't get that it was gonna be God, what the hell is the name of the ringleader again? It's
Bryan Cranston.
Bryan Cranston. That's
Yeah.
his name. I wasn't certain, so that's why I didn't say anything. I didn't. I like the fact that he was like constantly in character, where he was
Yeah.
just like accent switching on and off, and I was like, oh, that was great. And when he had the face mask on, when he was home with the poodle, oh, so cute, so cute. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Liam.
I think I would also go in the 8 range. I don't
Yeah.
think it doesn't deserve higher, and I would feel bad putting it lower because there is issues. As Natalia says, the pacing's quite an issue. I feel like there's a lot of build-up to specific. It's like there's a build-up to the escape. There's a build-up.
Yeah.
It's a lot of build-up for something very small to happen.
Exactly.
And nothing major really happens. I would have probably liked exploring more of the, even though that's not part of the real story because you don't really know what happened when it flashes back to him as a baby in the jungle. I think I would have liked if they just extended the film by like 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
And possibly added a bit more of that in. I think that would have made the pace and a tad better because and then it would have also added a bit more. I'm trying to think of the word. Like,
Je ne sais
You would-
quoi.
no, like you would have felt a bit more sympathy
Yeah.
because you never really felt sympathy for Ivan. You did for Ruby, but you never really understood the sympathy for Ivan because up until that point, it made it very clear he'd been loved and he'd been well treated.
And he was content with his job.
And he
and
was
his
content,
life.
yeah. So I think if it had gave you more of him as a baby in the jungle, it would have made you feel a bit more sympathetic towards him and made it feel a bit more Stockholm syndrome rather than just a quick like, oh, quickly, right, no shit, no, we need him to change. Bah! He needs to be like against it now because an elephant said so. A whispering elephant at that.
Dying. A dying, whispering elephant. We need to be very clear on that.
Like,
Hey, spoilers.
oh yeah.
But also, who
Hell
cares? No one's
yeah.
gonna watch this film.
No, it's, yeah.
It's okay as somebody who hasn't seen it. It's fine. You're good.
But so yeah, I think I would give it in the 8. I think it's very good. It's very warm and fuzzy. And I think that's how I would describe it. It's warm and fuzzy with pacing issues.
I mean, I totally agree with that. I think the film, as it's been said very clearly, it has huge pacing issues and nothing happens, like everything takes place in one cage for the most part. It's one cage and then one mall and that's it. So it's obviously like really low budget. And I think building up to the escape that didn't really, it didn't work because nothing happened during that escape. Didn't make sense to me.
No.
Yeah. And also, I think Ivan's character switched. He did a complete 180 so quickly with no explanation whatsoever. Like, he goes from loving his life to wanting to escape, and that just made no sense to me, like, why he did that. But I think for the type of film it is, particularly a Disney Plus film, I expected this to be like Artemis Fowl, and I'm so happy that it wasn't. And I think the cast is great. Sam Rockwell, Danny DeVito, Helen Mirren, Bryan Cranston. The only weak link was Angelina Jolie. She like whispered her 3 lines. I didn't understand why she did it, but it's as if she was like recording them at 3 a.m. at her house and she didn't want to wake her kids. Like, she was very quiet, and it made no sense to me. But yeah, I think it was a fun film. Also, if you do watch it, there's 2 end credit scenes. There's one where it's like
What?
during the credits. Yeah, there's one. One of them is him. I don't want to spoil it, but at the place where he is at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen that
And
one.
yeah, where like the people come and visit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's
gee.
that one, and then there's one at
Oh.
the very end with the baby gorillas just kind of swinging around, like at the
Aw.
very, very end.
Aw.
Yeah, so they're not
I didn't
big,
know
but they're
that.
still kind of cute. And yeah, I think it was a fun film. I think it's worth a watch. It's only like 90 minutes, so
Yeah.
you're in, you're out.
It's worth a
Great.
watch.
Yeah,
So maybe it was a big conspiracy. They put Artemis Fowl first to lower everybody's
Yeah.
expectations, and then and Yusuf, what would be
Yeah.
your rating?
I'll give it an 8.
Thanks for watching. Listen to the full episode streaming wherever you get your podcasts with new episodes Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, links in the description box. And be sure to subscribe and hit that bell to stay caught up with The Council.
Boys, I'm excited.